Let me repeat that again. Self-pleasure has nothing to do with your sexuality. Has nothing to do with who you're attracted to. But the blow on the fucking neck.
Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we got another exposed video for you guys on somebody else in the commentary community getting called out for being so weird, bro. I feel like I've done this so many times. In fact, I actually went back to my other videos, and out of the 205 commentary videos that I've made, about 20 of them have been about exposing somebody else or talking about something that somebody else, either that being something weird, like them being a degenerate or whatnot, or them just being a straight up pedo. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this should be kind of like a series. I just don't know what to call it, alright? It's almost like every week or even every month, somebody else either in the commentary community or in some other type of community is getting ripped on for being a creep, pedo, or degenerate. Shit is crazy, man. Anyways, today we're gonna be talking about Kwite, like I said before. Damn near has 2 million subscribers, and recently somebody who's had a relationship with him that was on and off again from his words just recently came out with some information in a twit longer that apparently he's been hiding for a while now, since I think like 2018. So here's the original tweet that the guy made with the link to the twit longer, and in the first paragraph it said that he struggled with the information and he didn't think it would be anything short of years that it would be released to the public. But right at the bottom of the paragraph, it sort of details the relationship between this person and Kwite and what actually happened in 2018 around February with the allegation of grape coming up. Apparently he started first talking to Kwite when Kwite was still a smaller YouTube channel and he wanted to draw some fan art for the channel, and so they got into contact with each other. Also around this time he had an undiagnosed case of autism and BPD, which is actually now diagnosed and I guess confirmed. And he also mentions at the bottom of this paragraph he didn't know how this would affect his relationships with Kwite or how ultimately this would play a role in Kwite taking advantage of him. It goes on to say that eventually we met a few times in real life. I had transphobic parents, so I told him my dead name and to only use my dead name around my parents, but after knowing this information he would use it anyway to belittle me. The first meeting was fine, but he had a rule that I wasn't allowed to take any pictures of him, but he was allowed to take pictures of me. After promising and begging to take a few pictures that wouldn't and still haven't been posted for our memories, he let me take a few before he left, and I'm assuming that these right here are the few, and yes, this is Kwite's face, I guess. Also, I don't really get the concept of a dead name. Like, what is that? If somebody could explain that to me in the comments. I know this has like almost nothing to do with the actual subject, but like, I'm kind of confused. But the second meeting, however, was actually when the grape took place, and this was in February 2018 during the Black Panther movie that they were going to go see. Apparently, they were in the backseat of his car, and the guy got cold feet and said no, he didn't want it, but Kwite kept pursuing anyways, with the victim then stating that he said no, and Kwite didn't take no for an answer. After a couple of more months, Kwite had gained some more subscribers and got some more traction to his channel. She said that Kwite started ghosting him more often while she was having a BPD episode, and it eventually got to the point where they got on a call, and Kwite ended up saying that she's a I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but it rhymes with bike, who thinks she's a boy but will never be, which hurt her feelings, and she says she almost got institutionalized for it, but she had a good support system. And I guess the whole thing came to a conclusion when a couple of months had passed. She had tried to come out with the information of emotional abuse, but she received harassment from Kwite's fans and calls to her house saying to self-delete, which further impacted her mental health. Eventually she tried to reconcile with him in a call, and apparently he got even worse, yelling and throwing things and getting upset, and he even tried to gaslight her into thinking that this whole thing was her fault in the first place. He eventually calmed down thanks to a mediator in the conversation, but at this point I'm pretty sure you guys understand that Kwite was pretty much an asshole. And while that is everything from her side of things, Kwite has still yet to respond. However, people in the Discord are starting to talk about it more, and apparently the bots in the Discord are now trying to cease all conversation that's happening regarding the conversation at hand, which is honestly just kind of disgusting, bro. I mean, like, look, no matter what your relationship is with anybody, whether that be gay, straight, whatever, they're still people, they still have feelings, and you really shouldn't play with anybody's emotions like that, especially not do anything that Kwite did. And I feel like this is just another case of the wrong people becoming famous, and we've seen it over and over and over again. Like I said before, I've done 20 exposed videos up until this point, and pretty much every single one of them shouldn't have gotten famous at all, especially if they have this much baggage and accusations tied to their name. Like, am I wrong for saying that though? You guys kind of get what I'm saying and I'm trying to get at? Like, it's really baffling to me that people who are genuine creeps and bad people end up getting so famous to the point where it's just like, yeah, you have fans that think you're a good person, but behind closed doors, you're a fucking asshole. So anybody out there, if you're still watching, if you're watching at all, if the people that are watching are trying to become YouTubers at all, make sure you don't have any baggage that anybody can expose. Make sure you're not a bad person. Treat people fairly, do all this other stuff, right? Or no, as a matter of fact, treat others like you want to be treated, okay? If you do that, you'll probably be good, as long as you don't have anything in your past that is criminal, like this at least. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Sub up, stay safe, and peace.